Okay, so I'm going to go to iLab, Biomech Effects. Let's schedule some time, so just click and drag here. 2 to 4. Okay, so let's scroll down, select speed type and BVR X-ray. You should have access to that. If you don't, email Tatiana Eisenberg. Okay, here you go, there's my appointment. And now, you go to crystal screen order, go to admin, and then you can log in with the access document. Go to inventory, go to email DWB report, hit go. And then I'm going to check my email. So you will probably have to change your email in the code, or sorry, you have to change liam.mckay@UCSF in the code to whatever your email is. It takes a little while to get here. Okay, we just got the email, so click on this. Okay, so it looks like we have, if you click on this, you can order from Bearby, that deep well block, so we need to do some sitting plates, and looks like only sitting plates for JCSG2, JCSG Plus, and packed, and index HT. So what I like to do is write that on a note, like this. So that's today's date. Okay, for 21, 22, so we're gonna do JCSG2, 10 sit. We're gonna do JCSG plus 10 sit. We might do actually 20 depending on how much volume we have. And we got packed. And we got index HT. Okay. I could just do 10 sit, 10 hanging, just to make it easier. But that depends on if we have these plates in stock, which I don't think we do. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to make a new post-it note here, actually. Okay, so we have 2 sitting drop boxes at the moment, so that's what I'm going to do today. So what I like to do is just stick this right here. So I know what I've done. Okay, so I'll look for those plates here, or sorry, depot blocks here. Sometimes we don't have everything we need, so I'll just remember to order JCSG Plus. This is normally what I bring, so we got the tips for the biomech. You might have to start buying tips for the new robot, so you have to email the CAT facility about that. Eric Chow or whoever is there will know. I use these plates, or sorry, these seals for the plates. I like to bring this pin because it stays on good in cold rooms, and box cutter and plate roller. So I'm going to be doing 80 plates that are sitting drop. So that's 80 plates and just some extras. So I'm going to use the old one. First thing you always gotta do with this guy is film all axes. Hit OK. Okay, when it does this, hit cancel. Alright, it's good to go. Open. Look in crystallography. I'm going to go to 10 grain or 10 ORC2, so you can do less than 10 plates if you want. You can do all the way from 1 to 9. You can do 1 to 9 sitting drop as well. You can also do 1 2-well plate to 1 3-well plate that are both sitting, or 2 well plates to 2 3-well plates. And always discard changes. Okay, so this is the technique here. So since we're going to be going from a full block, I'm going to go right click on the instrument setup, right click on the deep bow block, use a known volume. Let's say just and then we're gonna measure from liquid and just there's fine because we it'll be submerged under 1500 microliters. So we're going to centrifuge our deep well blocks. So this one looks like 200 microliters. This one's 1500. This one's also 1500. So let's just weigh them. I'm just going to zero out so I can see the difference. And that's probably too much. That's way too much. So there's two things you can do. We can go downstairs and make a deep well block that has enough liquid in it. And I will do that and come back. Around 1000 RPM for 2 minutes. Alright, so now these are centrifuged, and I'm going to start with index. Just gonna open this guy up. So what I'd like to do is, instead of labeling them all in the beginning, we can always change this up. In the recycling can. Okay, so I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to write this lot number, index HT, and the date on one plate. So, okay, just like that. You can read that I. Okay, now I'm just going to put an I actually on this side. So that's where the label's going to go. And then I right here. Okay, now I know that all of these are the same. And all of these are the same. So you want to recycle the top of these tip boxes. Put this guy there. Okay. And I put a plate on. I like to make sure that they're all seated within those 8 little pins. 8 nano pins. So one thing I noticed about this one is that the volume is actually quite high. So it's at 2000 microliters. So I'm going to go back to instrument setup, properties. I'm going to kick this down to 1900. Okay. You always just want to do less than there is total so that there will always be enough room. And when it sits at the bottom, it's still picking up liquid. because it's not perfect. So it looks good because it matches this. And we're ready to go. So play. And then just gonna say okay. So if you see an error, you can come up here and hit X, and then it's pretty difficult to save this machine, so you have to play around with the manual control, which is kind of annoying, which is like in the instrument manual control, and then you can move it around and drop the tips and things like that, but hopefully you'll never have to do that. And yeah. So I noticed that I wasn't drawing up enough liquid, so I just hit pause. So it turns out I have to stop everything. I'm gonna do this, just bring this way down. Now that it's not overflowing, it won't overflow. And since I stopped it after there was no liquid in the tips, which makes it way easier. So now I can just hit run. What's gonna happen is it's gonna have to pick up the tips again, even though it has the tips already. So that's normal. Okay, so now it went further this time, and now there's no air bubbles, so that's good. Cool. So that looks pretty good. Oh shit. So there's also a light curtain. Yeah, so what I would do here is, it's pretty sketch, but you can just, this one's done. Put in a new one. Right. Take all the ones that are done already. Put them here. Okay. This one didn't quite get enough, so unfortunately I have to throw this away. Another guy put there. It's the benefit of not labeling anything because it doesn't really matter, so I'll just hit OK here. And now everything's fine. And you're just starting over basically. So the deep well block might not make it through 20 plates, but that's just part of the reality of working on this stuff, so it's fine. You can always buy more. But each plate is $30, so it's important to not be wasteful. Okay, so this is how you seal a plate. So I just take a seal out. Let's peel it. Peel it off like that, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this one-handed, but you should never do it one-handed. So just line it up with the perforated edges on that side. That's not too bad. Okay, so it's a little off, so I would probably redo this one, but it should be fine. So you really gotta press hard. Just roll off the plate. It's the easiest way I've seen to do it. And then you just take these tabs off. That's pretty important. Yep, just like that. Okay. And that's it. So we're gonna do 6 plates. So sitting, 6 plates, discard changes, instrument setup. So that's good. So now it's going to be taken from the bottom. And since it hasn't, definitely won't overflow because it's halfway full. Okay, so let's set that up. Okay, so this is 6 plates. Okay, so now it's gonna go to the bottom. Nice. So now it's gonna mix in the bottom. So when you're dealing with 2,000 milliliter blocks, it's a little more difficult. Okay, looks good. And I'm just gonna make sure that we get 20 done. So for some reason these plates are not evenly pipetted, so I'm just gonna discard them. So that looks like about 5 plates worth. So we'll see what happens. So we're gonna do 5. This is what a successful run looks like. So I'm gonna throw away these in a particular way. So I'm gonna toss the tip only, right? So you see, so this can be recycled. Okay, now it looks like I still have a little bit left in this block, so I'm just gonna keep going because I still have plates left. So. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit new, so no one can overwrite. And now we have a bunch of plates to label. Okay, so now I got them all set up with, I'm ready for labeling, so I'm gonna go to yellow button, hit file, open, hit no, screen experiment, enter. Okay, and I'm gonna go packed A1626, and then this is gonna fill in today's date. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so then we're gonna do multi-print. So we go like this. So yellow button, multi-print. And the number of copies, 30. And then I hit print. Now print 30. And then we just go through and label all of them. And that's about it. So now I'm going to actually put the labels on, and this is the tool that I use. It's really worth it to use this guy. Save your hands. And it's not, yeah. It's either one of these, there might be another one. Somewhere. I just like using some tweezers, really helps. Let's see. This is where all the keys are. So it's, this guy is really nice. So keep this somewhere good. Okay, so the way I use it is basically, let's see. So I'll just hold it like this. Right? Oh, it's flipped. So I'll hold it like this. And then I'll just kind of peel it off like that. So just kind of do that kind of motion and then take it off like this. And it's hard to film this while I do this, but yeah, then you just put it on a plate. Just like that. It's pretty quick once you use the tweezer enough. Yep, and then we gotta do all these. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a new post-it note with the exact number of plates I did with the lot code, so it's gonna be easy to add it to the website later. So this is 29 sitting, and this is index HT is 15. Okay, so that's the lot number 21356. Okay. And then all I have to do is just gonna stick it up here so it's on top of this old one because that's wrong. Yeah. Okay, so now that that's correct, so I'm just gonna get rid of this one. So there we go. Now we have a record of what I made in the past. So I printed out the order ledger and I got all of the plates and I labeled them each with their order number, just using a Sharpie, just writing on top. And I wrote the name on top, and I also drew a line, let's see, like this, basically, just to see that they're all in one stack. Yep, and then what I'm going to do now is write the lab names on the side of the letters. So these are the letters, right? Yep, those are the letters. So we're going to write so CJ, Clement San Felipe, same person. All right, just write down Fraser. Just like this for all the plates, and that will help you keep track of whose is whose. Okay, looks good. Yeah, so sorry this is kind of out of order, but if you go to the website, go to admin, go to order ledger, and you just select, well, first you have to go to shop, orders, see which ones you haven't shipped. So starting from 409 to 411, I have not shipped those. So I'm going to go to order ledger, go to the bottom 407, select them like that, right click here, hit print, print it out like that, go to the cold room, take them out. And now that I'm done, I'm going to go to orders, and I put out orders for these. This was a special order I have to do so. Okay, so make shipped, and now these turn green and they've been emailed that they've been shipped. And now I'm gonna add these plates to the website. So let's start with packed. Okay, so ANA 1626, 30 sitting. So we're gonna go to admin page, go to shop, inventory, and then click over here, add screen stock, go to packed, lot code is ANA, oops, let me make it capital, ANA 1626, and then plate ID. These are all sitting drops, so yeah, RC2L. For hanging drop ones, you should always use Corning, don't use Grinner. Sitting, I'm out in stock 30. And then this is 48 per well, microliters. And date dispensed, yep, that's today. Actually, you want to make sure that this is the date that you put on the plates, and since the server is on universal, it's like on GMT or something, so it's going to be it's like 7 hours ahead or behind. Okay. And now we do that for the rest.